got a pick six. Pike tricked up and then ends the world with the big one-hand. Here's the pitch. Back up the middle, that's going to be trouble. That one hit the post and then headed in.
A lot happened, a lot unexpected, of course. Whether it's, of course, my stop in the season or even Pop, learning what happened to him.
Victor Wembanyama reflecting on 2024-2025, and guess what? That's what we're going to do the majority of this show right here on the Sports Update, a weekly show we're bringing right here from K Alamo, the KLMO studios, brought to you by Martinez and Associates. My good friend Bobby Mendez alongside talked about the Spurs and reviewing the year. Also going to look ahead. Wemby, expected timeline to be back. De'Aaron Fox, when he's going to be back. What's going to happen with Chris Paul, Bobby? What's going to happen with Pop? Initial thoughts here as we get the show rolling on your ends.
So many things, right, Hector, that's happened this year. Of course, Chris Paul coming to the San Antonio Spurs to start the season. Hey, there was some pretty high hopes there. And then, of course, Wemby getting injured, De'Aaron Fox making that trade in the middle of the season. So many things that happened here. But, again, it's just part of the process, I think, for the Spurs. And then, of course, Coach Pop having to decide what's going to happen with him. So lots of things. But at the end of the day, I think a successful season, as you mentioned, an increase in wins for the Spurs this year, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, they went 34-48. That was the final mark this season. Now, with a 12-win improvement from last year, so still in the lottery, but year-to-year improvement from Victor Wembanyama, spectacular, historic Rookie of the Year season. And speaking of Wemby, as good as he was last year, he upped those numbers this past season. You look at across the board, 24.3 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 3.8 blocks. Bobby, he was so good defensively that he only played 46 games. He still led the league in number of blocks total for the entire year at 3.7 assists. To go with that, I talked to Wemby right before the season finale about what he'll take most away about this season. When you look at it, take us through your thoughts on your year, a second year here in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Looking back, I mean, a lot happened, a lot unexpected, of course. Whether it's, of course, my stop in the season or even Pop, learning what happened to him. It's stuff like this. But looking back, there's some great memories. I'm thinking about the Christmas game in New York, and that whole trip, the Paris games, those are all incredible memories, and there's even more to remember about that season. I mean, all the LA situation, we're there for a while. I mean, but I said before, it's all about adaptation. So we adapted, and I think we can. I think my teammates really showed some incredible things in the past months, and really built for the future. And I mean, I think we probably have a big reward for that, because I think Steph pretty much, did the job to getting Rookie of the Year. And if he does the job tonight, I think he's got it unlocked. So it's we still get some incredible memories and incredible rewards for that season.
Oh, more on Wemby certainly throughout the show. Wemby and Pop only together 5 games this season. That's when Pop suffered the mild stroke before a game against the Timberwolves in very, very early November. Now, the team continues to say that they hope Popovich comes back to coaching. They initially thought that he'd come back next year, this year, I should say, within the year. That did not work out. So now, as the timetable gets pushed back, there is uncertainty as to whether Greg Popovich will be back. Here's the acting head coach for this season, Mitch Johnson, on how the Spurs view that legendary head coach.
This organization is still prioritizing Pop's health, and at time he will, do what he needs to do and make decisions, and that will go through this organization on very many levels.
So very much prioritizing Coach Pop's health, and that's the way it should be. Your thoughts on these two issues? Let's start with Wemby first, Bobby. When you look at his trajectory and what you expected coming into the second year, did he meet your expectations? Was it maybe a little underneath? Obviously, the season got cut short. Did he surpass? How did you see Wemby?
In my opinion, Wemby came in this season. Let's go back to his rookie year. He was still spectacular, obviously winning Rookie of the Year. Coming this season with 1 year under his belt, yes, cut short, but he was on his way to do some amazing and phenomenal things, Hector. Like you just mentioned, the amazing stat, only playing a portion of the games, still leading the league in blocks. He makes it very difficult for anybody that goes into the paint. They are constantly thinking, is Wemby around? So he's definitely impacting the game for the Spurs. So I'm not worried about Wemby whatsoever. I'm just concerned that he's healthy to go. And I think, with the great medical staff that the Spurs are going to have, I think he's going to be all right.
And Pop, if you had to put, let's say someone puts you on the line right now and says, hey, you've got to make a decision, you got to put money on it. Do you expect to see Pop back on the bench when the season starts?
Man, that's a tough one. For Pop's sake, if I feel he knows if he can handle it, he'll do it. But Pop means so much to this community. I think we'd all like to have him healthy and happy. So whatever he decides, I think he's earned that right to decide whether or not he wants to do this again. But I think it's up to him. And I'm comfortable in the fact that he will make that right decision and leading the Spurs decision in who will take his place.
Yeah, Hall of Famer already, no question. It's just a matter of how Pop wants to go out. He's not the only uncertainty surrounding the silver and black right now. How about Chris Paul? We don't know what's going to happen with Chris Paul. Like, will he even retire? Will he even be back is the correct way to phrase it to begin with. And then if he does agree to come back, remember, the deal he signed with the Spurs last year was for 1 year. So if he comes back, it's not like he's automatically coming back with the Spurs. Now, he has hinted leading up to this final portion of the season that he's looking at potentially coming back. The signs are there, little tea leaves. So we asked him several times. Finally, I put it to him a certain way. I'll try to phrase it a different way, but not in terms of whether if this was it, Chris. If this was it, just leaving the NBA stage in this way with the Spurs, a game like that, just what your career has meant to you. If this was it,
it's meant a lot. It's meant a lot, but for me, I'm still in it. Like, I'm still too in it to even reflect on all of that. You know what I mean? I just, my parents came in to the game today, my wife and my daughter. My son had AAU practice or whatnot. So right now I'm just thinking about the summer. This is going to be a long summer. You know what I mean? So I'll reflect on all that when it's time.
Appreciate Chris. He was a really good sport about it. He was getting peppered with the, are you going to retire? Which way are you leaning? And so I approached him that way, and I was like, well, how about on the other end? What if this was it? Always great. And he was like that all year long. Could not have asked for a more accommodating guy who shared. We've watched Chris Paul from afar for so many years, right? And a lot of times, classic playoff battles. You can go back to 2008 in that second-round series against the Hornets, and then when he beat the Spurs in that Game 7 buzzer beater in 2015 at the end of the first round. I know, bringing up some PTSD. But having seen him from afar for all those years and then to get to cover him in year 20, it was quite a treat. And I'm hoping I get to cover him for his 21st season as well.
Yeah, when the first news broke that Chris Paul was coming here to San Antonio, I was excited. San Antonio always seems to be a landing destination for players kind of in the end of their careers. And wishing we could probably get them a lot sooner. But I think Chris Paul had his abilities, we've seen it time and time again, even this season, big shots and big moments. Yeah. And the leadership that he provides with the San Antonio Spurs, especially to guys like Wemby and to guys like Vassell and even Darren Fox. And he's just a pro's pro, man. I'm grateful that he's here, and I don't think no one would be disappointed if he decided to come back.
Not only did he play in all 82 games, he started every single one of those 82, averaging nearly 9 points a game, 7.5 rebounds. He gave them in year 20, I think, much more than they thought they would have gotten back when they signed him. Not to mention all the off-the-court stuff, the leadership, the intangibles that he brought as well. We are just getting started right here on the Sports Update. Still to come, of course, more Spurs talk. But also, something happening this weekend. Details on the way next.
Ready! Set! Go! bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Welcome back to the Sports Update presented by Martinez and Associates. So we've talked Chris Paul, we've talked Greg Popovich. Also want to talk De'Aaron Fox and his relation to Victor Wembanyama. Now, Fox, he joined the team in February, and so you envisioned, Bobby, you thought, hey, it's going to be a matter of time before him and Wemby team up, and this team is now going to at least make the play-in. That's what you thought, right? Like, that's the way it's going to go. It didn't quite work out that way, but what De'Aaron did do before he had the surgery on tendon damage caused by a fractured bone in his pinky back in the shooting hand back in the preseason, he averaged 19.7 points per game with the Spurs, 6.8 assists per game, and 4.3 rebounds. So came over, hitting nearly 20 points. He's a 25-point per game guy over the last 5 years of his career, an All-Star in 2023. And he says that with a full offseason under his belt, he and Wemby could be the best. Specifically with Victor, in terms of being able to work with him. And
oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we want to be, the best pick and roll combo in the league. Like I said, we have two guys who are extremely dynamic, can pick and choose our spots whenever we want. And if you're able to really put together that type of combination, I feel like it's going to be a hard thing to stop. So having this summer to be able to work together is definitely good.
All right, so Fox, Wemby, you pair them together, you give them an entire offseason, I'd say it's going to bode pretty well for the Spurs.
Yeah, that's a duo right there that the rest of the league is probably concerned about, because with those two, the ability for Fox not only to just create his own shot, an accurate shot, and then Wemby, how versatile he is behind the three-point line or inside the paint. Wemby, Fox, those two guys together with the whole season under their belt, like you said, Hector, this is going to be a good team coming all the way back from adversity this past season, an off season. It's just exciting, and I can't wait.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked on Stephon Castle yet and how he's going to be a big part of that core. Plenty of time, though. We're going to get to that later in the show. Right now, we want to tell you about the presenting sponsor for the Sports Update, Martinez and Associates. For us, it's personal. Martinez and Associates, fantastic law firm, even better people, which says a whole lot. The website, martinezlaw.com. Very easy website to remember. Look them up. Ever in need, Martinez and Associates. Up next right here on the Sports Update, what's going on this weekend? The happenings around town. Lots of fun. Spurs talk continues later on as well. You're watching the Sports Update.
Ready! Set! Go!
It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
Welcome back. We're taking a break from all this Spurs talk to bring in Larry Garza. A very important reason. The Texas Speakeasy Festival this weekend. And Larry, just take us through all the details, including kind of the reason behind it. And, it's such a great event. Just kind of take us through those specifics.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited that we're continuing this festival. It's got a long future ahead of it. And this is our third annual. This is our fourth year of this event. But in the first 2 years, it did have a different name in 22 and 23. But we feel like that name just wasn't delivering the message that we really wanted. So in 24, we kind of went back to the drawing board and revamped it. And now we're excited to be moving forward again. The new name, the Speakeasy Festival, we feel like that name resonates with the San Antonio community a little bit better. Everyone understands what a festival is. You know, we all know, hey, we're in April, it's fiesta season.
Yeah.
So with the festival, and then everyone loves a good speakeasy and a cocktail, when you combine those things, everyone just gets excited. You know, in the years past, I would wear our embroidered shirts. I'd be in places, no conversation. It's kind of funny in the last 6 months. I walk into a place, I order a cocktail. These shirts speak for themselves. Everybody wants to talk about what is this, what am I wearing, because it intrigues people. So with that, even that little piece, we know we're on the right path. But for this weekend, coming up, the festival is going to be at the Duceum off Broadway, 2800 Broadway. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have VIP tickets available, general admission tickets available. And for what you're going to receive when you arrive, the doors open for VIPs at 5 p.m., general admission at 6. And at 7 p.m., we're going to begin our cocktail skills challenge. That's going to be one of our activities that's going to be going on. It was a big success in the past. So this year, we got some great bartenders. They got some great skills. So we're going to just be excited to see what they're going to bring to us. Great cash prizes for third and second. And being that I'm on a sports talk show, I will bring up that when it comes to first place, our partners are the Houston Astros. So they're going to be delivering 4 seats to a game of the winner's choice to sit behind the dugout and come enjoy a game and watch those Houston Astros.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of other activities, live auction, silent auction. We're going to have a raffling from Kendra Scott. They're going to be donating 5 gift box packages of jewelry at the raffle afterwards. So, there's going to be some lucky wives out there that evening.
Yeah, Astros looking to make another playoff appearance every year in the postseason since 2017. It's been a run.
Well, I've had the pleasure of going to a few of the Speakeasy festivals a few times. I can attest to the vendors, the food that is there. Amazing. I got introduced to Tu Asador. I got Piatti's, of course. Always a great meal. So I hope to see you guys out there.
Yeah. Yeah, tell us more about any other information here about the festival there, Larry, that you'd like to get out.
Absolutely. Just to keep up with the entertainment that people can expect is at 9 p.m. This event begins at 5, but at 9 p.m. to kind of finish us out is a San Antonio local band favorite. So we have Finding Friday that's going to be performing at 9 p.m. to 10:30, and that's going to be held outside. So we're excited to have them, to include them this year. That's a new feature as we still grow this event. This is only the 3rd annual. So as we grow it every year, we seem to be adding more elements to it. So we can just continue to take it to the next level and continue to deliver a great festival for the community of San Antonio.
And it's Saturday, correct?
It's this Saturday, and it is a nonprofit because what we do and what our message is what we're doing is supporting all the distilleries in Texas. There's over 212 distilleries in Texas, and not a lot of people pay attention to what goes on to create these products that we all love, and most importantly, the Texas farmers. So we support the distilleries and these Texas farmers that produce over 100 million pounds of agriculture a year for these brands. And there's just not a lot of people that pay attention to what goes on. People love to walk into their Total Wine, their specs, buy their bottle, they leave. Like, what did it really take for that bottle to get on the shelf? And that's where we come in, because we're here to support them because, we just feel it's a great thing for Texas.
Gotcha. And hours on Saturday?
From 5 p.m. to 10:30, but most of the activities inside is 5 to 9.
Okay.
But from 9 to 10:30, it's going to be all outside and Finding Friday.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Any parting shots? Anything else you'd like somebody to know that you already haven't done a nice job of covering?
Yes, absolutely. One of the most important things about our event is our San Antonio community. It wouldn't be possible for us to put on this event with some great sponsors. Yeah. We have Martinez and Associates, incredible law firm, incredible supporters of our event. We have Schumacher Publishing, and that's wine and spirits daily. They're incredible organizations. And without people like that, we wouldn't be here. So we just want to always mention our supporters.
Larry Garza, Texas Speakeasy Festival. Again, Saturday evening. Should be a lot of fun. And don't have any plans. Even if you do, kind of change them, right? fit the Texas Speakeasy Festival. Find a way to fit it in. Larry, appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thank you.
All right. Back to wrap up the show. More Spurs talk. What else on this first week following the season? We're back right after this, right here on the Sports Update, brought to you by Martinez and Associates.
Ready! Set! Go!
It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of a light, 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 light.
The presenting sponsor for the Sports Update, Martinez and Associates. For us, it's personal. Martinez and Associates, fantastic law firm, even better people, which says a whole lot. The website, martinezlaw.com. Very easy website to remember. Look them up. Ever in need, Martinez and Associates. We wrap it up with our final thoughts here on the season that was, Bobby. When you think of 2024, 2025, and the progression or lack of it, how it ended, individual players, what do you most take away?
Well, I'm going to go all the way back to a quote Pop said a very long time ago, and he says, no whining on the yacht, right? So I can remember for so many years growing up in this town wanting a championship, and I graduated in the late 1900s, so we hadn't had a championship until 1999. And I never thought it would happen in my lifetime, that we would have. So us having a championship in 99, 03, 05, 7, and even in 14, and all the progress that has been made, yes, of course, it could be, you can be critical, but I'm telling you, man, what the Spurs have done and what they're doing, putting this team, assembling this team, again, I am looking forward to the future of the Spurs. I know they're going to do it right. They have a track record of doing it right. This season was just another step in doing it right, except a whole bunch of adversity with Coach Pop being hurt or being out, Wemby being hurt, Fox being out. So just so many things have happened. But again, overall, I'm just excited for the Spurs.
And when you think back to the beginning of the season, and even before that, Bobby, offseason, I think you thought, okay, what would be a realistic improvement? Like, they've added Chris Paul, they added Harrison Barnes, they drafted Stephon Castle, but he's a rookie. Like, what's realistic for this team? And I think the most common realistic thought was they're probably good enough to compete for the play-in. They might not be, they're definitely not a top 4 team in the West. They're probably not a 5 through 8 team in the West, but they're probably going to contend.
Yeah,
they might contend for the play-in. Well, they were kind of on that trajectory. They then trade for Fox without really giving up anybody who was a regular rotation guy, with apologies to, Trey Jones and Zach Collins. Really nobody who was going to be a difference maker. So they make those moves, and then Wemby goes out and Fox goes out. Now, would they have made the play-in with those two guys healthy? I think they probably would have. I think they would have. Think back to the first games that Wemby and Fox played together. They actually only played together 5 games.
Right.
The Spurs won 2 of those, and they lost 2 of them by a single point. The 5th, they got taken care of in Boston by the defending champs. But if 4 of those 5 games are any indication, they were going to be better a month from then, and then a month and a half from then, which would have been right around now and postseason play. And so I think it's very realistic to think they would have made the play-in, or at least been in it until the final day. And in that regard, it's a success, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't agree anymore. And I think one of those games that you're mentioning that they lost, I think Fox had a buzzer beater that didn't count.
They didn't count.
Right?
Correct,
So,
yeah.
I mean, and I think that may have been one of its first or second games here. So I was watching that game and I said, oh, man, we've got ourselves something special.
Yeah. So that has been our Spurs in Review show. We're back next week. Of course, going to talk more Spurs, but also take a wider look around the area again, as we did in our first show right here on Sports Update, presented by Martinez and Associates. So for all the fantastic folks who helped put this show together, for the man Cesar Mendez, for Jose Garza, fantastic in the clutch with so many different pieces of equipment, beautiful lighting as well, and the fine folks here at K Alamo in their studios. we say so long. We'll see you again. We'll do this again next week.
Next week. We'll see you, Hector.
For Bobby Mendez, Sports Update next week. We'll see you then. It's presented by Martinez and Associates.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Ready! Set! Go!
It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.